Last week we told you of the woes that the villagers in Maya Center were experiencing following problems they reportedly had with the chairman, Joe Bolon, and the absence of monthly and financial reports. In an effort to resolve the matter, there was a meeting held this past weekend. Correspondent Harry Arzu has the story.
Residents of Maya Center Village in the Sand Creek District are outraged over no accountability of the finances of the village water board. In a community meeting held on Saturday, July 18 at the primary school, villagers say specifically most members of the current water board and village council members that the chairman of the water board has hijacked the board and has not provided any reports in regard to the board since July of 2014. Villagers are now asking for the intervention of the Ministry of Labor, Local Government and Rural Development in an effort to rectify the situation. Let's listen in.
The chairman tells the secretary of the water board that they don't have a right to call this meeting, that only the village council has the power and the chairman to call a public meeting. So I had explained to my colleagues in the village council that if the chairman fails to call a public meeting, the only way we can call it is to have the majority of the council write him and tell him that he failed to call a public meeting, because we know that he get the letter and he accept that he get the letter from the water board. This is a village council issue. It's a village issue, and he failed to call the public meeting.
Love News spoke with Daniel Bolon, who is the secretary of the village council, and Agapito Chub, secretary of the village water board.
We are in a situation right now as a council and as a water board and as a community at whole, where we are misinformed from the very beginning of the nomination of the new water board in 2013, November 13. Since then, we understand that the board hasn't met. There has been totally no communication amongst the water board. This problem had led to the chairman holding the board at ransom, Mr. Joe Bolon. No, he is not informing the members. He can't work with several of the members because of his personal issue. So he decided to run the water board by himself. However, we have trust in our chairman, the village chairman, that he would have been side by side with him to verify that all was in order. However, late last week, we find out that it was not so. We find out that the last report, financial report, was submitted on July of last year, 2014, to the RCDO. Since then, there was no report made up to ending of last month, June. I did spoke with him, and he said, yes, it sounds like that is correct, that there is a whole month missing, but Joe promised to deliver it on Friday. And the water board members wrote Mr. Joe Bolon that they wanted the monthly report copies. We know that he get his letter from the four board members, of his four board members. But this problem has been going for 6 weeks now, as I can clearly remember when the chairman did start to indicate me about him resigning. When we spoke verbally with the chairman, he did mention to me that he will resign on Friday after he deliver his monthly report. Now, what he said last night is false. He said this is totally political and that he have his book up to date. I, Daniel Bolon, secretary of the village council, signed a cash voucher that is way back in September of 2004, just on Wednesday. The chairman bring it to me so I can sign it so Joe can try finish his monthly report. If I was biased, if I was political, I wouldn't have signed that. But I wanted as a community leader too. I want to find out what's happening. If this receipt is holding him ransom that he could not finish his book report, then I sign it. Go ahead and fix it. But then I mentioned to the chairman, now I know that you two are lying us because you said that it was just a couple months. But having signed that cash voucher for September celebration of 2014, that proved to us that yes, indeed, it's not balancing. There is no way that that month for September could have balanced without that cash voucher accounted for.
Villagers from Maya Center, which is some 20 miles from Dangriga, say that they pay their water bill as recorded by the reading of their meters and not necessarily flat rate, unlike Silgrass Village that is also facing the same issue, and some other villages in this district. Reporting for Love News from Dangriga, I'm Harry Arzu.
It is to be noted that following our initial report on the matter at the Maya Center Village, the Water Board Chairman, Joe Bolon, contacted our news center saying that the allegations against him are untrue and are politically motivated due to the upcoming UDP Standard Bearer Convention for the Stan Creek West.